Alright folks, how you doing? Welcome back. So this is The Lord of the Isles Part 2 from When Scotland Was Jewish. Disclaimer, under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use. The Celtic Church of St. Columba. According to Williams, the Celtic Church of St. Columba developed a number of independent characteristics of its own. It boasted no central authority, and its leaders were the individual saints and abbots who founded monastic communities and sanctuaries after the pattern of Iona. Arrival from Hungary. Many clergy retained a secular mode of life and fathered sons who succeeded them. The Celtic Church also had its fanatics, sect called these who referred to themselves as friends of God and chose to live apart as anchorites. Williams describes the subsequent arrival from Hungary of Queen Margaret, the wife of Malcolm Canmore, in the mid-1000s. Edmund Ironside. Margaret's story had its beginning in the earlier dynastic wars of England. On the death of Edmund Ironside in 1016, his two sons fled to Sweden and from thence to Hungary, where the elder, Edward, married Agota, a daughter of King Stephen of Hungary. Edward and Agota had 3 children, Edgar, Margaret, and Christina. Queen Margaret. Years later, Edward the Confessor, King of England, sent Aelred, Bishop of York, to fetch back the refugees from Hungary. Edgar and his sisters, in 1068, escaped to Scotland, where Margaret became the second wife of Malcolm Canmore. She found Scottish society crude and conceived a mission to convert the Scots from their northern barbarism. Malcolm Canmore. Malcolm Canmore forsook Gaelic for her language, substituted wine for meat, and welcomed to his court the strangers of her choice. These included Hungarians who had accompanied the family, to whom Malcolm now gave lands. Donald Bain. After the conquest, the influx of foreigners was augmented by Norman adventurers, not least a hopeful Breton called Walter FitzAlan, who later became Steward of Scotland and ancestor of the Stuart kings. Donald Bain, 1033 to 1099, was the last Celtic monarch worthy of the name. Normanisation of Scotland. Those who followed, though by blood half Celt, were by disposition Anglo-Norman, and the gradual Normanisation of Scotland proceeded through successive reigns. The now familiar names emerged: de Bruce, Soulis, de Morville, Cunningham, Hay, Mowbray, Sinclair, Menzies, Fraser, Grant, and others of Norman or Breton origin. Ancient Dalriada. By the middle of the 9th century, the Hebrides and the coastlands of ancient Dalriada had been effectively lost to the emerging kingdom of central Scotland, and another, more terrible race of incomers had reached the Isles and now dominated the Celtic Sea. The Western Gaels were engulfed by the Viking tide. So that's it for part 2. Join me for part 3. See you there.